Yo, what is up, guys? And welcome to ATV Farms, episode 115. But American Farming, episode 1 for the new series, Wisconsin Farming. So today's plan is we got to get most of our fields ripped and ready for the spring season. So let's get back to the farm and see how today goes. Here we go. If you guys want to see an in-depth equipment tour, I will try to do one in the next episode. So, we're currently on our way back to the farm in our 2020 Dodge Ram 3500 crew cab with a flatbed. I'll talk more about the truck, like I said, in next episode. So we're just now pulling up to the farm, and I believe that the two farm hands that I hired are already here. Yep. Wyatt and Owen have already arrived. So I'm gonna park my truck next to Owen's F-150 without hitting him. So hold on, I know this is so right there. Perfect. Morning, fellas. Wyatt, Owen, I got you guys some coffee. Hold on, let me grab it out of the truck. So I also bought the crew some coffee. Here we go. Wyatt, here's yours. Owen, here's yours. Alright, boys, so today's plan, primary tillage. Who wants to run the tractor so I can run the drone for the video? Okay, Wyatt, you want to run primary tillage? Owen, you want to do secondary? Okay, let's go. Wyatt, follow me. Owen, if you want to follow me too, you can, but Wyatt, take your pick. The 470 or the 9370. 470 is going to have to do, because I think it's got the most horsepower. So let me get up in here first, and then actually, Wyatt, will you meet me over at the disc so we can get you hooked up? All right, man. So Wyatt said he's just gonna meet us over at the disc real quick so we can get hooked up and get rolling. So right now we're currently in the Case Quad Track 470. I'll talk more about it in the next episode. And hold on, I want to make sure. Oh. How am I looking, Wyatt? Copy. Up. Pins dropped. Alright, hop up in the cab. We're going for a drive. Ready? Alright, so we're going to head down to the far field and start on the far field on the other farm that we own. Hold on, I'm going to make a U-turn and go back the other way. I don't like going that way because it's a pain in the butt to try to maneuver. So, here we go. We're still... Nope. No, I'll have to... Hold on, folks. I want to stop and make sure I didn't hit anything. Wyatt, just sit tight, bud. I want to make sure I didn't hit the I'm just making sure we didn't hit the corn head. Alright, we're good. Sorry about that, folks. I was just making sure we didn't hit the corn head with the tractor. Now we're on our way to... Hold on, I want to stop real quick and check the map and make sure that we're going to the right field. You know what? We'll start with field 23 because I want to get that alfalfa out of the ground. So we'll go field 23, set the GPS. All right, Wyatt, you'll get your first chance on the ripper. Let's just get to the field. And then we'll do the field that's back here at the farm last. Just for the sake of driving. I want to get all the driving done before. I want to get all the driving done early. That way, make sure we don't hit the mailbox. Okay, we're good. We took the turn wide enough. So now we're just heading down the dirt road. And heading to field 23 to rip it up. So the plan is to get Wyatt running on that. And then we'll do drone footage of him running. And then once that field's done, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, we're good. Again, I just wanted to make sure we weren't going to hit any signs. Okay, that's weird, pulling into the gas station to get to the field we need, but it is what it is. Okay, yeah, this thing is really confusing. The GPS is really gosh darn confusing. But it is what it is. Go ahead, Owen. Negative, just stand by at the farm and wait. Honestly, Owen, if you're still on the CB, I think you really don't even need to. You can head home if you want to and you can have day one off. Since Wyatt volunteered to run primary tillage and you want to run secondary, so you can have the day off if you want to, bud. Yes, you're still getting paid. Alright, I'll catch you tomorrow then. 10-4. So we just went ahead and gave Owen... Yeah, Wyatt, you volunteered for okay, you're good then. So, like I was saying... Before Wyatt interrupted, we just gave Owen, our other farmhand, the day off because we're only running primary tillage. Oh, I'll make sure we don't hit the stop sign. Okay, we're good. We're only running primary tillage today and not secondary. So, a buddy of mine owns this, well, actually... I own the farm, property and all, but since I bought the grain farm, I moved my operation over there and kind of got out of the cattle farming and just went straight to row crop. But if we get lucky, if we get lucky enough, we might go into dairy cattle. So the plan is to do both fields both pieces of land, like this field you guys see off to your left, and then the field that's on the far north side of this farm. That's the field we're gonna do first, and then we'll just hit that one on our way out. But we've got to get this field ripped. So, all right, Wyatt, you ready to start running, bud? All right, because we're pulling up on the field now. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get Wyatt going, and then I'm gonna pop up over into the buddy seat and run the drone. But first, I want to get him kind of like ready. So we went ahead and unfolded the disc. Go ahead and go into the drone mode. Headlands and rows. And now he's off to do primary tillage. Okay, we might be here a while on this one field, because I honestly did not realize that it was going to take this long. I didn't realize he was going this slow with primary tillage. But yeah, a little bit of drone footage of Wyatt ripping a field. And yeah, my goal is to get all the fields that I own ripped. But if it doesn't happen in this episode, it will definitely happen before April. But I would like to get most of the or my goal is all the farmland ripped, so that we can put half of it toward corn. Like the field we're currently in, field 23. I'm gonna put anhydrous down on this field as soon, probably in March. So that way when we plant corn in April, we will be ready. There's kind of the side shot. Alright, while he's running that, I'm gonna pull up the map on the drone. Tillage. I don't want crops. Or market. Yes. So this is what he's got going so far. Just that yellow strip. Oh. Well, we're almost done with the first headland. So there's the first headland pass for primary tillage done. Now he's going to dive into the second headland pass. To continue the ripping. There's just one more full lap around. And you guys already seen what the map looked like. So yeah, Wyatt's just sitting in there having a blast, running the ripper. So yeah, I really did not realize how slow this one ripper is, when most of the other ones in the game go a little bit faster than this one. But so now we're just on the long straight, hold on. Now we're on the long straightaway of this field, heading back towards the main farm. Now, I don't know if he's gonna jump back in for a third lap, or if he's gonna go straight to Rose. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and find out. But I know that the map is gonna show that it's all solid yellow. Speaking of the map, let's pull it up again and check it now that he's on his second headland pass. Actually, let's finish this first, or the second headland, and then I'll pull up the map and show you guys. Yeah, he's going in for a third round. But let's go ahead and pull up the map and see how the progress is. Realty, tillage. So that's how much tillage we've done. And that's how much of the crop that we've taken out. So I'm putting this field to corn. this feature is probably the most helpful when it comes to being able to see how much ground you've covered when it comes to tillage. But when honestly, I am okay. Never mind. I was kind of worried that he wasn't gonna be able to. That he wasn't gonna catch that little like slither of alfalfa, but he got it. So I don't know how much there's gonna be left for the rows, but I know that with the amount that we've gotten done and the time that we've got it done, actually kind of surprises me. So yeah, you can see so we're almost done with this lap. You can see we're getting close to the main farm. And we haven't had a single breakdown yet. But I wouldn't count on it because it's prone to happen. But we'll just have to wait and find out. And there's another missed section. Well, okay, he's gonna go one more lap around. Good grief, Wyatt. How many laps are you gonna go around this field? Well, I didn't realize it would take 22 minutes on one piece of land. Well, we'll just have to follow through and see what happens. Alright, folks, I'll see you guys when we start rows. Alright, so we're starting rows now. And we're gonna follow Wyatt until all the rows are done on this field, which it really shouldn't be too much longer. I don't know what he's doing right now, but we're starting rows. Oh, I know what he's doing. You'll see. Get turned so you guys can at least see. Yep, he's just starting it in a really weird way. So that's one row done. Darn it. I was kinda hoping the track or the plow would hit spot that he missed during the headland run, but apparently not. So now the only thing left to do is just finish ripping this field and then move on to the next one. And now what me and Wyatt have decided, we're not going to rip every piece of land that we own. Just, so here, I'll just pull it up on the map and show you guys real quick. So, plots, we're going to rip the field that we're currently on, finish it, which is field 23. And then we're going to hit field 19 on the way out. And then we're going to come back down to the home farm and hit field 32. So that's the plan for primary tillage. Since, well, we're actually only going to rip the fields that are going to corn. This field needed it because it was grass. But yeah, that's the game plan. Finish ripping this field and then move on to the next piece of corn ground. And then the bean ground really doesn't need any primary tillage until the fall when we do crop rotation. When we hit it with primary tillage and anhydrous. But that's not until next season. So we're gonna finish out this field, which there is still quite a bit left in this field. So what I'll probably do is pause the video again and I'll pick the camera back up once we finish this field and we're on our way over to the next one. So I'll see you guys at the next field. Well guys, so we finished one field for primary tillage. Wyatt jumped back in the buddy seat. Go ahead and fold the disc up. And let's head on over to the other field and get it disced up and move on to our final field for primary tillage. So we're going to do the same thing that we did for this field for the next couple fields. I'll record drone footage of a couple headland rows and then some of the rows. But really quick, I want to hit this area to kind of knock some of the alfalfa that's right here. Just so that way when the secondary tillage comes in, we don't really have to worry about much of it. Okay, that's good. So we got it. Now we're gonna head to the next field, which is right up the road, or right up the driveway here on the north side of the farm. So Yeah, we're gonna rip all the corn ground, and then all the bean ground we're just gonna leave alone. Ooh, and I'm also gonna plant wheat too. I bought a seed drill as well, so we're gonna also be drilling wheat. So we're coming up on the field here. I'm gonna take off right here. We're gonna go ahead, go drone mode. Unfold it. Go higher. Get Wyatt going on ripping this field. And now we're ripping the next. So we've got one cornfield ready to go for anhydrous, and we are on the second out of three cornfields. So just sit back and enjoy the rest of primary tillage. Now, like I said at the beginning, this is the Wisconsin BTO series, episode 1, but ATV Farms, episode 115. Honestly, with the size of this field, I probably won't pause the video at all, because this field isn't very big. So shout out to Grant Hilbert, the squad. I'll link both his channels down in the description. The squad and his real life farming channel. You guys should go check both of those channels out. He's the genius that created American farming. One of the best, no, the best mobile farming game out there, or the best farming game out there, right below Farming Simulator. So we're almost done with the first headland pass. So while Wyatt's still running tillage, we're gonna pull up the map and I'm gonna show you guys what fields are going to corn. So right now, hold on. So field 23 is going to corn, and field 19 is going to corn, and field 32 is going to corn. All the other ones are going to beans. Let's check the progress of tillage. So you can see field 23 is done and ready for secondary tillage. And field 19 just finished the first headland lap. So I don't know why Wyatt missed that little section, but when we plant corn, I don't really think it's going to matter. So we're back on another straightaway. So yeah, I'm not really looking for this field to take much time because of the size. But yeah, completing primary tillage is important because it'll help boost the yield, and I'm trying to get as best of the yield potential as I possibly can, even though we've still got $4 million. Yeah, we're starting this series off with $4 million and a decent amount of farmland here in Wisconsin. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's much land, but there is quite a lot of land in this field if you're looking at it from the actual in-game view and not the map view. So he's starting hopefully the third and final headland lap. And yeah, I'm probably gonna go back and hit that little spot that Wyatt missed. So that's the plan. At least he's not missing like huge chunks of land like I thought he would, but apparently he's not, so we're good there. So okay, we're good. I'll get the thumbnail here once we get done with the video. And there's another missed section, but it's fine. When the cultivator comes through, it'll hit it. But what I'm hoping is that we get all of the field completed. I believe we're coming up on the end of the third headland lap right now, or right up here. And I don't know if he's gonna dive into the second or another headland. Yep, he is. Good grief, how many headland? I don't know how many headlands they are gonna take. Because that's, I think, his fourth. Yeah, that's the fourth headland lap that he's done on this field. I mean, I guess he's knocking all the... Well, he's doing a good... Wyatt's doing a good job of flipping the main part of the field, which that's what needs it. So, comment down below what you guys want to see on for another American farming episode. I want to hear your guys' suggestions. So he's coming up on the final 2 turns before the end of the row. So here's the final turn. Before he starts rows, I think. Yeah, 40-something minutes later. But we're nearing the end of this last headland pass, or the end rows, and then we will start the down and backs. I hope. Yep, we are starting the north and south rows here in a minute, I believe. Not right here. I believe he goes one more full lap around and then starts on the rows. Yep, that's exactly what he does. So I'll pause the video here until we start rows. Alright, so Wyatt is starting rows. There's really not many rows to do. They're just long. I think maybe 7 passes down and back ought to do it. And then we'll have finished the second field of primary tillage, and then we'll have just one more to go for this season. And then all the rest of them are just gonna get straight planted, either wheat or beans. Like I said, I'm only doing primary tillage on the corn ground. So, and we're only gonna have 3 cornfields. To start us off with the first year. We'll get more, we'll probably, next season we're going to rotate crops. So this field will go to beans or wheat. I haven't really decided yet on how I'm going to do crop rotation. That's better. Now we're in the drone mode. Well, we were always in the drone, but I went ahead and pulled the arrows so you guys don't really need to watch. Oh my gosh, I did not realize this one row was gonna take 2.5 years to finish. Apparently Wyatt is taking his time. So he's on the next row. So now we just gotta wait until at least we are cutting down on the passes. What I'm hoping is that last row, he ends it down towards the big dairy farm. So we don't have to drive that far to get back to the main homestead. But knowing my luck, I'm gonna have to drive halfway through the field just to get to the road. Well, we're nearing the end of this row. So, yeah, this video is going to be at least an hour long. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera until he finishes this field. So, I'll see you guys when we hit the road back to the main farmhouse. So, we're just now finishing up field number 2 for primary tillage. And we got our wish. We ended down here at the end of the field. That puts us out right at the road. So all we have to do is just turn around and hit the road back to the homestead. So Wyatt stopped. We're gonna fold the disc back up and set our GPS to field 32. Here we go. Make sure we're good. Yep, we're good. Just flat out take the ditch to get out. So we're on the road back to the main farm. Since the third and final cornfield, I want to be one of the fields at the main farm, just so that we don't have to take the truck and the corn, and we don't have to waste fuel on the combine or the so there's the one field that we just ripped, I believe. So make sure we don't. Okay, we didn't hit any signs. So that's a good thing. So we are almost back to we are okay, no we're not. We're turning into the co-op. Apparently the GPS wants to go through the co-op again. And I still haven't figured out why yet. So comment down below if you guys know why the GPS goes through the co-op from the grain farm to anywhere else on the north side of the map, on the Wisconsin map in American farming. Man, that's a mouthful to spit out. And also, comment down below which point of view do you guys like better, first or third person? I personally like first person better because it's a little more realistic. So, wait, is it paused? No. Well, looks like we did run over a sign head on. Now, make sure that, okay. So, yeah, we're just gonna head down this final stretch of road. I wish I owned that field. Well, I have the money if I wanted to buy it, but maybe next season. Since I don't see a need in selling any grain this first. Oh, so we're already at the field. So let's go drone mode. Get Wyatt unfolded. And let him go to work. So here we go on the final field that's getting ripped. And you guys are going to lose a little bit of the view because of the trees. But this field will probably take... Yeah, this field will probably take the longest time to finish because of how big the field is. But I'm gonna bring you guys along without pausing on this field either.
You got to have my seat ready.
Sorry about the unexpected pause, folks. We had to move out of the other recording room. So we're gonna finish the headlands on this field. And I might have to go bring the fuel trailer over to the tractor so we don't run out of fuel during the run. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Get my truck hooked up to the fuel trailer just to be on the safe side. So you guys are going to lose a little bit of drone footage. And yeah, we're just going to run across the field. Yeah, run across the field to get... Because there's the fuel trailer. Yeah, there's the fuel trailer right there. My truck's on the other side of the equipment shed, so... Okay, I think I can just go right through here. Don't know why I'll have to move. Wait, can I close? Yes, okay. So, I don't know why I came through the shed. The other door's back here. So, there's my truck, the flatbed. We're gonna get it hooked up to the... Don't get wants to not be smart. So, like I said, I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. So, the fuel trailer is over here. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and take it out to the field. Now, this is where the drone comes into play because I can't back up, hook up to a trailer in first person in a pickup truck. So, I'm able to fly the drone and drive the truck at the same time. So, the plan is just park off over here, kind of right here along the side of the field, right there. And now just wait on Wyatt to come around so we can jump back in the cab of the tractor and get more drone footage. But here's footage of the outside run. So, all right, let's go ahead and, hey Wyatt, you on the CB there, bud? All right, go ahead and stop right here, and I'll jump back in the cab and get more drone footage. Well, that was a little weird, the way the tractor, like lifted itself up off of the ground when I tried to get back up in the cab with Wyatt. But I don't look for this video to be longer than an hour and 45 minutes. Because the field's not that big. Yeah, the field's not too terribly big. But it is a pretty decent size. So, our goal is to finish this field, and then we will be ready to do secondary tillage in February, and then put anhydrous down in March, and then start planting in April. That's my goal, but I don't think that we're gonna meet that goal. So then I'm just gonna let it run. Since it's the last field that we're ripping. But I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you guys did enjoy the episode. Even though it is gonna be another one of the longer ones. At least this one should be a little bit more interesting than episode 114. I hope. But this is just episode 1 of the Wisconsin farming series. Now, I don't think it's going to take forever to finish this field. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure. It'll take as long as it takes to finish this field. So just sit back and continue to enjoy the episode as we roll on primary tillage. Just trying to finish early spring or late winter, early spring field work. So I know that that's not, I know that this isn't going to be the end of the headlands. So I know he's going to go around one more time and then be done, hopefully, with the headlands, and start on the north and south rows. But I don't really know. And I'm also hoping that we don't have to stop for fuel. Because I don't want to have to restart all the way over with headlands. So we're just gonna pass right on by the fuel trailer and continue to work. If we run out of fuel, we run out of fuel. I'll run back and grab the truck. So, yeah, that's the plan. If we run out of fuel, I'll just run back, grab the truck, and bring it up to the tractor, fill it up, and continue disking. That's the plan. Yeah, to continue ripping the third and final piece of land. Well, that is going to be corn ground. And all the bean ground I just left alone, but all the corn ground got ripped. And just for yield purposes. So I don't know why he's making such a wide turn to miss a piece of the field. But there's another angle. So yeah, I really don't know how long it's going to take to finish this field. But I do know that farming is fun. So yeah. Yeah, I really do not know how long this field is going to take. To just do the headland passes, it seems like it's taking forever. Hold on, how big even is this field? So we're currently at field 32. Acres 9.77. Let's check tillage. And there's the progress of tillage on field 32. And then there's the progress of, so field 23 is done. Field 19 is done. Now we're just waiting on field 32. And there's another turn. I would at least mark field 32 halfway done if I knew where the halfway point was on this field. So, yeah, I'm not gonna let this tractor run out of fuel. When it quite honestly feels like we've been at this one field for at least 6.5 hours. Even though I know that's not true, that's just what it feels like. I also did forget that I'm running one of the smaller rippers. But it is what it is. So I honestly don't know when we're gonna start rows. I'm just hoping this video is shorter than the last video. I mean, I could and I probably will pause the video until we hit rows. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'll do. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video again until Wyatt starts on rows.